Welcome into Crypto Info, blockchain made easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Guys, welcome in to this morning's episode. Please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice for educational purposes only. Tap that like and subscribe if you don't mind down below, and our Caleb and Brown link, because it helps us out quite a bit if you don't mind. We do have a Patreon starting up in a couple of weeks, and we'll get into that a little later in the episode. But, excuse me. Today's episode on a sunny Sunday morning here in Colorado, we are covering Ripple's RLUSD, Ripple stablecoin that, of course, changes the game, guys. We know this. Okay, stablecoins don't grab headlines like Bitcoin and XRP. We all know that, right? Don't get the attention they get, but they are the glue that makes the crypto markets work. In essence, okay, they're what traders use to park value. Institutions use stablecoins to settle. Developers use it to build payments, like Ripple. So, Ripple, San Francisco-based tech company, has entered this space with Ripple's RLUSD, their very own US dollar-backed stablecoin, approved by the New York Department of Financial Services sometime around kind of like December 10th-ish, second week of 2024. On the surface, it looks, of course, like just another dollar token. But if we take another look or a closer look at RLUSD, we see it has different goals in mind than the others like USDT, USDC. Okay, now what is it exactly, this one-to-one US dollar-backed stablecoin put out by Ripple? It's fully redeemable with reserves held in US banks and custodians. Okay, key detail here is it lives both on the XRPL, the XRP Ledger, and it lives on Ethereum. Okay, so this dual network launch gives RLUSD a unique position. XRPL powers fast settlement and liquidity routing, handles that. And on Ethereum, we're connecting to the broader DeFi space, the broader DeFi world, which is huge for RLUSD. Guys, good morning. Welcome into Crypto Info, blockchain made easy. Thanks for joining us on a Sunday morning. We are clearly designed to work across ecosystems and not just inside Ripple's walled gardens, let's just say. Okay, why did Ripple build this? Excuse me, let's get into that. Okay, we know XRP is great for bridging across borders for pennies very quickly in seconds, but it's still volatile, and banks don't want, and payment providers, they don't want something like that. They want something stable they can account for with cash. Okay, RLUSD solves that. It gives institutions a compliance-friendly settlement tool that works hand in hand with XRP. Okay, so you kind of think of it as a 1-2 punch. Basically, XRP provides the liquidity and the flexibility, and RLUSD provides the stability and the comfort. Okay, so huge play by Ripple, putting out the stablecoin RLUSD. Together, they strengthen the whole RippleNet plus XRPL strategy, guys. Okay, so here's some details. And this is kind of like what some people miss. All right, at least some of the details. This is what sets RLUSD apart, guys. In May 2025, the Treasury actually included RLUSD. You guys probably remember an official stablecoin presentation, which showed it's already being taken seriously, right? As an institution-grade instrument is what I mean. Okay. On XRPL, the XRP Ledger, RLUSD, this stablecoin, acts as essentially a liquidity hub. Okay, so it anchors AMM or automated market maker pools, enables smooth stablecoin routing, gives payment companies a way to settle in dollars while XRP quietly works in the background. You don't even know it. We've been covering this in episodes. The future of DeFi money, this is what we're talking about. Ripple's auction slot system means RLUSD paired with XRP could make XRPL's automated market maker pools more profitable than Ethereum's, because we can connect and make when we cover it. Oh, please find our episodes on this. And you know, we just acquired Hidden Road for $1.25 billion. That's a huge move. Prime brokerage firm RLUSD could eventually directly connect with the U.S. Treasury markets. And this is something kind of like no other stablecoin could really say that's a possibility for them moving forward, you know, and be honest about it, okay? And there are challenges for RLUSD, as we all know, okay? It's still new, okay? Liquidity needs to grow. U.S. regulation is still evolving with this, guys. And we're going to have to carve out space against giants like, you know, USDT, USDC, who've been playing this stablecoin game for a while, right? Ripple's institutional network gives it a big advantage, though, okay? And here's Here's basically, let's give the takeaways here. Let's end this thing, okay? RLUSD isn't competing with XRP. It actually complements it, contrary to popular belief. Okay, it brings stability, while XRP brings flexibility. Okay, it's already has recognition from the U.S. Treasury, guys. It's built for both XRPL and Ethereum. Okay, it takes advantage of both, and it taps directly into Ripple's network of banks and custodians. Okay, so it might not grab headlines like XRP, right? But RLUSD is quietly, it could at least quietly become the stable foundation that Ripple has needed for quite some time to turn its vision of global settlement into a reality on this planet, and hopefully sooner rather than later, right? So this is what we're all in here for. Guys, welcome into Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with Frank the Crypto Tank. We are covering Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, what it is, what it means for future markets. Let's very quickly hop into the cryptocurrency market today, and we'll take a look. We are at 3.78 trillion for a total cryptocurrency market. We are 10 points into the fear on our fear and greed index. We have Bitcoin coming in at 108,488 for a Bitcoin, about flat on the day on the 24, and we are down 5.23% on the week on Bitcoin. Ethereum is sitting in at $4,461 for an Ethereum, and XRP is coming in at $2.81. We are almost up a point on the day and down more than 6.5% on the week for XRP. Guys, do not forget Caleb and Brown, your one-stop shop for cryptocurrency brokerage, which is much different from being on an exchange. Excuse me, please refer to our video with Jim Bizzani, who's Senior Business Director over at Caleb and Brown, who is nice enough to give us an interview. That's him right there. And please refer to our interview that we had with him. Very informative, laying out the differences between Caleb and Brown, which is a cryptocurrency brokerage, and a platform or an exchange that you use on the internet to purchase cryptos and sell cryptos, like a Kraken or a Coinbase or an Uphold or something of the like. By the way, nothing I ever say is ever financial advice on the channel. You could lose absolutely everything in crypto: your pants, your shirts, your shoes, your socks, your glasses, everything in crypto. Please be careful and do not buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. I am not a financial advisor. You must please, for that, consult your RIA, your registered investment advisor, that likes to sit down at your kitchen table and show you ETPs or exchange trade products, all kinds of stuff, right? Investment vehicles. They love this. Little investment instruments. Call them instruments, like we're performing surgery. Yeah, we try to do that ourselves. We're just not financial advice for you. I have become that myself. For me, I am not that for you. You must make your own financial decisions. I am not responsible for your financial decisions. How could I ever be? This is for informational, educational purposes only, and sometimes a little bit of entertainment. You caught Frank the Crypto Tank here on YouTube this morning. Sunny Colorado morning at 9 a.m. Well, it's about 10 after 9 in the morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome into everybody. Let's take another quick peek at the cryptocurrency market, at some other players. We have got Stellar XLM coming in at 35 cents, up a little over 1% on the day, and HBAR is coming in at 22 cents. We're about half on the day for HBAR. Now, let's get back to topic, and let's get back to what we are talking about today. Welcome back into Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with your host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Some of you have just gotten into crypto. Some of you have been into crypto for a long time. Sachu, welcome back into the comments section, into our community. We have some regs in this community that we absolutely adore, and not in a weird way. That sounded weird. Life can be tough, right? You gotta be real careful about what you say. You know, we adore them. We adore them. Yes, we do. We do adore. We do. You just got to own it. We do adore. I'm not backing off. We do adore our Sachu and Tupaz and, everybody that comes in, Marnie, Luke, all the folks that come into our comments. You got your Mario. We got loads of people that love to come into our comments section. Our first one this morning is Mr. Sachu, who loves the flare. Yeah, he says, flare is going to go soon. I feel it. Yep. Well, I don't know. I do. I hope you're right about that, Sachu. Got a little bit of flare. Full transparency on the channel. I have no qualms whatsoever letting you know what I am holding. XRP, XDC, XLM, HBAR, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, IOTA, Algo, VeChain, Quant, ICP, Internet Computer, and a whole load of others. A whole boatload, about 46 projects in full transparency, so you can see, don't buy or sell anything because of what I say or do on the channel. That would be foolhardy because I'm not a financial advisor. And there you go. Monsager's another one of our favorites. Good morning. Yeah, we do the 9 on Sunday, Monsager. We've switched our we've switched our role to let people wake up on a Sunday morning. So now for this segment, and welcome in, bro. All right, so here we go. Now for this segment. Yeah. Now for the whiteboard. Okay. What do we have here this morning? What in the ever-loving is going on here this morning? Now, today, Song Day, August 31st, we are covering Ripple's RLUSD. RLUSD is Ripple's one-to-one US dollar-backed stablecoin. Yes, it is. We just covered what it does. Let me seal my professorship with a quick button-up. Hold the line, please. No, I am not a doctor. All right, let's get to the other side of this board, guys. My wife said, start a YouTube channel. Hey, I'm sick of hearing your crap about crypto. Get the heck out of the kitchen, get out of my face, and go start a channel. I said to myself, okay, I will. But if I do, I'm going to aim to be the most colorful, interesting, captivating little son of a gun they've ever seen on YouTube. And that's what I'm going for. Now, algorithm, you want to catch up with us, please? All right, let's cover this stuff, guys. I hope you're having a happy Sunday morning. Welcome into everybody, Sachu Mansager, and we are missing 2 paws and a few others here of our regs. We're missing Luke, we're missing Marnie, we're missing Turkey Base, Mario, and a few others, unless you're in and you're not commenting. But it's okay. We're going to see you in here maybe, and if we don't, we've got the rest of the world watching. We love our regular community. Here is RLUSD and what it is. It is Ripple's one-to-one US dollar-backed stablecoin, as mentioned before. Don't forget to take a breath. Now, fully redeemable, lives on XRPL and Ethereum. We got a double launch there. Leads to in doing this, it leads to fast settlement and liquidity routing, okay, which is crucial. We cover this in so many episodes. The liquidity routing is finding the best route for the pair that you're looking for. And if you have an obscure pair, XRP can make it be that, it's not costly for you. And, sometimes you can't even make the pair if it's too obscure. And we route from something obscure to XRP in the middle to another to make it happen and to make that trade happen. And that's our liquidity routing. It also provides stability and comfort to the network in about 12,000 different ways. In 2 or 3 different ways, which we covered yesterday's episode, we've covered it today. And one is auto bridging. Guys, there's so much on this stuff and it sounds so complicated, and it is until you cover it 3 or 4 times, which is why you're seeing the outfit and this whiteboard after and if you're just joining, you don't know, but if you've watched the entire episode, you'll see that I laid out the talking points and how I felt and my information giving on RLUSD for the first segment. And now we're, of course, dealing with this segment, doing a refresher and a repeat, because this stuff can get monotonous, but this is the only way we're going to learn this stuff and know exactly what we're, not financial advice, but, what I'm putting my money into. So I want to be careful and make sure I'm educated on this, right? So, only makes sense. Now, all of that said, please tell me anybody out there in the comments, Sachi or anybody, please tell me, based on RLUSD adoption in the world where we are now, right? Ripple's RLUSD and New York Department of Financial Services and December 10th, December 10th, 2024, saying yes to RLUSD. Now we know that it doesn't have the traction in the world that USDT does, or Tether or USDC Circle has, but it is gaining traction in a huge way. Just purchased Rail, Toronto stablecoin company, for $200 million to push itself to grow RLUSD, and to also we know prime brokerage firm for 1.25 billion, Hidden Road, that Ripple just purchased them as well. So amongst other acquisitions and other moves, Ripple essentially, I think we can all agree, is becoming a bank for all intents and purposes. The bridging DeFi with TradFi, essentially, right? Becoming that DeFi piece that bridges with the real world TradFi layer that we've been using clunkily for the past decades, is all about to change, where we can't move money except for 3 to 5 days it takes to move money, right? How ridiculous to settle money, right? You would say, oh, Frank, it's in my bank account and I got that and a payment came in, and then, it said pending. It said it was there. It's pending. That's not settled. So we're talking about RTGS, which is real-time gross settlement, and we're talking about moving money or value at the speed that we've been moving information across the internet and cell phones and so forth. Now, here's the deal. Guys, the internet rails and the cell phone rails have now been laid for us to operate the blockchain on top of those rails, and now coming up interfacing with AI in this whole game. So this is not a small thing. The world is changing in a huge way. Cryptocurrency, blockchain technologies are a massive part of it, along with AI, of course, and the existing rails of the internet and cell phones. And we're about to see a Cambrian explosion in crypto and AI coming up over the next 3 to 5 years that, I don't know, will rock your world. Two pause back in. Two pause. I've been hearing 80% of our LUSD is on Ethereum. What do you guys think of that? And most isn't on the XRPL. What I think is, I heard the same thing, and what I think is, I don't think that means that it doesn't make XRP any less scarce, does it? See, I want to get to the heart of. Does it still make XRP more scarce? Two pause. Sachu, two pause, everybody. Sachi says, been here, okay. About that. So that was Sachi saying that, and I don't think that affects. So two pause. Comment, please. Or Monsager, or anybody else who's in and knows. And I don't know for sure, but I am pretty sure that we like it on Ethereum. We like Ethereum activity opens up the XRPL still to quite a bit of activity, even though it's not on the XRPL, it's on Ethereum. I'm pretty sure that still does wonders for XRP. I'm pretty sure. Although I'm not positive. That's a really good question, actually. And that is going to be a deeply researched thing by me, because I can't not know. So, great question, Sachu. Tupa says, makes sense. Ethereum got its free pass. Companies are waiting for final court papers dropping case completely, right? I don't know. I don't know about that. That's a good question. So 80% of it, if that is true, we'll find out, RLUSD on ETH. Good or bad? Okay, I got my note here. Okay, good. Let's see. Tupa says, more will come to XRPL. We want RLUSD and as many changes as possible, more liquidity. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. So it is a good thing. It actually helps RLUSD, XRP price. Good. Thanks, Tupas. Thank you, Tupas. Yeah, so I think like USDT, correct me if I'm wrong, too, Buzz. I think they're on something like 14 or so. And USDC is on a ton too, like 9 of them, 10 of them. We're trying to get on as many chains as we can, like these others, and start playing bigger ball. So yeah, that does help to be on Ethereum. What does that do to XRP's price, though? Two pause. Exactly. Is it just a matter of XRP getting burned here? You know what I mean? Becoming more scarce and being burned. Please help us out with that. Two pause is great in this comment section, man. Man knows his stuff. Helps us out on the channel a little bit here and there. Pretty cool. I like it. I like that. All right. I've been told to play music at spots like this when it's rather silent as I'm pulling my Mr. Rogers routine. Monsager says exactly, look at how many chains USDC and USDT are on. Right, exactly. So let's see, how many chains are they on? Let's take a quick peek ski. Let's take a quick look and see. Oh, let's see. How many chains? Let's see. Let's try USDC. 24. How about USDT? USDT is on... Wow, Ethereum, Tron, BNB, Solana, Avalanche, Polygon, Liquid Network, Near. As of September 1st, Tether will cease support for issuing and redeeming USDT on several legacy blockchains, including OmniLayer, Bitcoin Cash SLP, Kusama OS, and Algorand. And the reason why I'm saying it all like that and got all excited is because we've all been saying, like, Tether is... Tether. I'm not going to get into it. We all know. I thought we'd have a monstrous Black Swan event with Tether. I'm surprised we hadn't had that. Tether's been chugging along, doing its thing. So interesting. So a number for Tether. How about this? How about this question? So Ethereum, XRP Ledger, Wormhole, and Axelar, XRPL, EVM sidechain as of now. Multi-chain approach to keep let's say. Actually, let's do a deeper dive. Other integrations, Avi Horizon. And let's see, we know about those. Not much. Come on, RLUSD, get yourself moving. We're going to gain a major adoption, I believe, over this next, the rest of this year into Q1, Q2, particularly with ETF, XRP ETFs coming into play. Holy Christmas. Pro shares, volatility shares, 21 coin shares, Canary Capital. Boy, how many other ones? We've got loads of them, huh? There are so many. Franklin Templeton. There's so many XRP ETFs coming up. About 22 actual filings because there are 9 spot ETFs, and the rest are essentially what futures, I suppose you could say. So the spots are the ones that anybody who's I think it makes a lot of sense to if you're going to do an ETF on XRP, do a spot. That's you holding the actual thing, right? The futures is actually a coupon for future price, so to speak. So, and that's tough. And then people do that with leverage and things, and it's just a leveraged ETF. It's crazy stuff. This stuff's crazy what people play with, these instruments, these financial instruments, or ETPs, or exchange traded products, right? That people play games with. The ETF is bad enough for me. I'm like, geez, why am learn the wallet. Take a little time to learn the wallet. Really? Why? Not your keys, not your crypto. You're not holding that. Okay, so you're holding that ETF and you've made it nice and easy for yourself, and you say, oh, I know, I hold XRP. Nah, you're not holding that. It's not yours. No. You got it on borrow. You got it on borrow from your Schwabers or whoever you're using to purchase that. Yeah, That's not yours when you're buying that ETF. Not your keys. So it's not your keys, not your crypto. Yeah. Hate to break it to you. I would figure it out. And I have videos on the wallets to help us figure it out. So, and I trudged through and learned all the wallets and went through all the YouTube videos and been through all my pains and figured it all out. And it took time. I remember dealing with my doctor at the time, and him, it was so smart. And he's like, Frank, I just couldn't figure out the wallets. I just gave up. And I'm thinking, my doctor couldn't figure that out. And I did. Interesting. He's smarter than me too, right? So it's tenacity, it's perseverance, it's patience. What is it? It's persistence, perseverance, tenacity, and discipline. And all of these things will first make you cringe because they mean hard work, but they also will reshape our reality for the better if we can kind of get to it and quit complaining about things and just get down and start digging in with some hard work, right? Some research. Never financial advice on the channel. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't you dare buy or sell anything because of what I say or do, because that would be absolutely foolhardy of you, because I am not a financial advisor, and you would have to consult your RIA, your registered investment advisor, that goes and takes the Series 65 exam and becomes qualified to sit down at your kitchen table and show you investment products for a nice fee. So we don't do that. We learn this ourselves. And I had a friend of mine who learned this years ago, an economics major from UConn back in the day. And he said, you know what, Frank, you got to learn to finance yourself. It's your hard-earned money and things like this. You're going to go hand this to someone else to manage for you? Bah, look at Billy Joel, right? Took all his money. Remember what happened to Billy Joel? They literally took all his millions. He literally went complete. His accountant was playing funny business, literally embezzled all his money. Yeah, Billy Joel. And then he had to start over again. And God bless his soul, the guy did it. And he's a multi-millionaire again. And he's all good. And he's like, geez, nice to have the rights to my music again, but and my money and everything in my accounts, boy. Not music, but my accounts and everything. Yeah. Interesting stories that can happen. What can happen if we just, we don't pay attention? They say you're going to go hire an attorney, you're going to do something, whatever. You better find out at least 40% of what it takes to make that case happen and do it and blah, blah, blah. So you can actually keep eyes on the attorney and make sure they're doing everything for you properly. Otherwise, we're not making any sense in the world now, are we? Let's not be lazy. All right, you're all smart enough. We need to figure out on our own what's happening in the world, particularly concerning cryptocurrency, as this channel is about. I want to use this mic next time, this green mic. Oh, yeah, that's better. Yeah, I'm going to use the green mic next time. I might have something even better. But guys, really, I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. Please, for your sakes, get your eyes on crypto. That is not for financial advice. It's for education and some friendly advice. Get your eyes on crypto. I never realized how convenient the microphone angle is to hold my arm like this as I emphatically tell you about crypto. You must get eyes on crypto. We're all paying attention. What are we paying attention to? Okay, I understand. Not everybody has time in the world. Not everybody has the interest for crypto, right? Who is that guy? What did Subramanian? What was his name? Subramanian Chandrasekhar? No, Subramanian Chandrasekhar? No, that's a different guy. Was that the guy who put the satellite? I don't know. Satellite up in his name. Limits on nuclear fusion and so forth. I don't know. I'm getting my facts mixed up. When you have a lot of information, you had to get them mixed up. But there is, in the Upanishads, one Indian master who said, you are what your deep driving desire is. Why? As your desire is, so is your will, which has you doing all your deeds. And as your will is, so is your deed. And as your deed is what you do, your actions, so is your destiny. So is what you will become. Wise words, very true words. We are what our... Well, I don't have time for that. That's not your deep driving desire, because if it was, you would have time for it, right? We are what our deep driving desire is. As our desire is, so is our will. As our will is, so is our deed. As our deed is, so is our destiny. This is the truth of the existence here on this third rock of one of the truths, on this third rock from the sun. You live old enough, you get to be an old dude like me, 54 years old. So maybe I'll start imparting some, repeating, imparting. Yeah, I'm not imparting, like I made it up, like I came up with it. Sharing some of these things I've heard that resonate with me and, make a lot of sense that I bring into my financial space, my investment world. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything because what I say or do. Not a financial advisor. important things to remember. Let's not bullcrap ourselves. I don't have time to get into crypto. I've heard it's blah, 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 blah. All the excuses, all the, not excuses, they're no excuse, so negative excuses. All the reasons someone lays out, including myself at a certain point in time, for not getting eyes on crypto and learning about XLM, XRP, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, these that are the ISO 20022 coins to find out and learn, oh my goodness, that actually is a thing. Oh, ISO, I didn't even know that was a thing. I never knew about that. I've heard it. Actually, a lot of folks, I've never heard of it. International Standard of Operations that lays out a best practice messaging code for absolutely everything on the planet, from culinaries to garbage removal, to surgical equipment, to every single thing we do, including blockchain, including banking and so forth. Okay, so there are bank messaging codes that are laid out by International Standard of Operations. Go to ISO.org and find the truth. One of the largest entities you've never heard of in your life, hiding right underneath your nose, along with DTCC, the Depository Trade. I'm gonna get it. Clearing Corporation. I got it. Depository. It doesn't sound like the name should be that. Depository Trade Clearing Corporation, the DTCC, clearing about, 1.5 or 7 quadrille a year? Interesting, but we've never heard of them, yet they settle all the world's money. SWIFT, Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunications, the messaging for all of our money, essentially, that none of us have ever heard of, except for some are like, I've heard of SWIFT. You heard that, if you work in a bank or something, right? These are the monstrous entities that are managing the doings behind the scenes for all of our stuff, all of our money, right? Now these blockchains behind the scenes, like Ripple, the XRPL, are going to be managing and integrating, interfacing with APIs, with all of these messaging and the banking, financial institutions, and so forth, and large money market accounts, and Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the CME, and also the NASDAQ, and so forth, New York Stock Exchange, blah, 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 blah. All the exchanges are all going to be connected with AMMs, automated market makers, as I'm sure you well know, liquidity pools. There will be average everyday liquidity providers like you and me, but large majority will be institutional players, which does not exist now. This whole thing is going to be turned on. What whole thing? The whole DeFi, TradFi connection thing is about to be turned on. This isn't, guys, you see this when Ripple purchases hit a row, he makes all these moves, grabs Rail for 200 mil, Toronto-based stablecoin company. These moves, guys, are laying the groundwork. It's not that once the move happens, all of a sudden, okay, now XRP did it, or XRPL did it, and here we are. No, guys, we haven't even turned the permission features on the ledger yet, for Christmas sakes. The open features have not even turned on the ledger yet to allow for enterprise-grade utility messaging transactions, let's say. Yeah, not even been turned on yet. Guys, this show has not even been turned on. Everybody's like, see, you keep talking. What are you talking about, XR? Oh, yeah, big deal. So the case is over. Nothing's happened. It's a big nothing burger. Price hasn't gone anywhere. Well, yeah, it's not supposed to yet. Watch, the ETFs will be approved with XRP, and XRP won't really go anywhere. Everybody's going to go, see, big nothing burger. It takes time for all the money to flow in. Oh boy, guys, when you've been doing this for a little while, Tupac, talk to me. Talk to me about the frustrations of the newness, please. Talk to me about the newness of, and I love it, of crypto folk and financial folks coming into the world of, Forex markets and so forth. And I can't say charts because I'm not really a great chart reader. I know a little bit. But, I do know a lot. I have a lot of fundamentals behind me, and I do have a great broader understanding of Forex, crypto, how they all tie in a macro way after doing this for so long. And it is just a little bit frustrating. And I remember how I used to be with comments that I get, is what I mean, in the comment section. XRP is a big nothing burger. you know, like the ETFs will come into play here later this year, and price won't really go anywhere much, really. It'll go for a little bit, and then it'll come out, right? Everybody goes, see, it was a nothing burger. Okay, we need some time for the inflows to actually happen. I mean, guys, patience is something that is highly, I don't know. I don't see it a lot. Yeah. All right, guys, I think I'm about through here. I have rambled. I can't believe, and I don't know if this is true or not, but we had about 11 people in here, at least live in the chat, and now it looks like we have 5. And that rant I just went on and everything I did, for people to leave just shows me like who was in here. Because that was super awesome and meaningful. I'm not trying to be like that. I know that rant was pretty cool and very informative. I don't need anybody to tell me that. I know it was. So the fact that we just lost viewers after that rant I just did shows me what we're dealing with here in crypto. I don't want to pay attention to this stuff. Forget this guy, Swipe. Awesome. Hey, Two Paws, you're awesome for coming in here this morning. So is everybody else. We've been on for about a half hour. I know it's Sunday morning. I should probably stay on for an hour or so, but guys, what the heck are we going to talk about here? I mean, come on. We've covered it. What else is there? You know, for today's episode. Yeah, it is a little frustrating. Tupac says, frustrating. They repeat the same propaganda and scripts. Nothing new at all. Absolutely true. And it's okay. I mean, it's all right. No worries. It's okay. Guys, you got Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with Frank the Crypto Tank, and a lot of Two Paws, two big paws, and a lot of Sachu, and a lot of Munsager, and some Luke, and sometimes some Marnie, and some of our other regs. I get the hiccups at the worst times on the lives. I hope you have a lovely Sunday. Please enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in. Hats off to you guys. And you know I mean that. You guys did it. Okay, never financial advice. You guys did it. You guys purchased and saw crypto. I know you did. You've told me. I know what you guys purchased. I don't know how much, and I don't want to know how much. I hope it's a lot. Okay, let's be careful. Don't go tell everybody what you have. Okay. Hats off to you guys for seeing cryptocurrency early, being on top of it still. Yeah, hats off to all of us. We almost did it. I mean, we did it. We're almost there. You know, latching on to thousands, hundreds of thousands, and some of us millions of these projects in quantity, so that they really only need to go to a few bucks or so, which they've proven to do, for us to grab monstrous millions. And then we've got to pay tax on this thing. Oh, boy. All right. Have a good Sunday. You guys are awesome. I love you. I hope that you have eyes on crypto. And I hope if you've got some additional ducats, it's never financial advice, you can find some gems for yourself that you appreciate and want to purchase and hold on cold storage, and then wait for them to shoot to the moon, and then go ahead and cash out on them, make some money, and then pay taxes. Right? Right. Okay. Have a great Sunday. Enjoy it. Not financial advice. That's for education and informational purposes only. I'm only an entertainer. Tap that like and subscribe on the way out. Two Paws, you're awesome. You come in all the time. So does Sachu and Monsager. And all of you, you guys are awesome. And I'm sorry I'm missing all the chat because, see, my chat's being funny. See, I refreshed my... Elmer Fudd makes an appearance. I refreshed my chat, and now I see all of the chat y'all was chatting about and yapping about. I talked to my guy when the episode's over, and I say, the chat was kind of light. And he's like, what are you talking about? Everybody was in there doing it. I'm like, wow. Okay. So anyway, have a great Sunday. I'll see you tonight at 5. Love you guys. See ya. Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy-ish.